U.S. Vice President Kamala Harris made her first public remarks on Monday after President Joe Biden announced he'd dropped out of the race for the White House and endorsed her as the Democratic nominee.
Joe Biden's legacy of accomplishment over the past 3 years is unmatched in modern history.
And she used the platform to offer praise for the man who stepped aside so she could step up.
In one term, he has already surpassed the legacy of most presidents who have served 2 terms in office.
Harris did not directly address her new status as the leading Democratic candidate for president, but virtually all the prominent Democrats who had been seen as potential challengers to Harris have lined up behind her. They include Governors Gretchen Whitmer of Michigan, Gavin Newsom of California, and Andy Beshear of Kentucky. On Monday, Harris also won the support of influential former Democratic House Speaker Nancy Pelosi, who played a leading role in persuading Biden to end his campaign. Campaign officials and allies have already made hundreds of calls on Harris's behalf, urging delegates at next month's Democratic Party convention to join in nominating her for president in the November 5th election against Republican Donald Trump.
Our president, Joe Biden, wanted to be here today. He is feeling much better and recovering fast.
She said Biden, who tested positive for COVID-19 last week, was feeling better. And some Democrats, too, may be feeling better.
We are witnessing a full-on attack on hard-fought, hard-won freedoms.
Harris, who is black and Asian American, would fashion an entirely new dynamic with 78-year-old Trump. Dr. Mina Bose is the executive dean for public policy and public service programs at Hofstra University.
Vice President Harris's relative youth, someone who's hasn't turned 60, right, compared to former President Trump, does that bring this energy, right? And then again, of course, some very serious policy differences in the economy, foreign policy, social issues such as abortion. I mean, the list goes on, right? These are very different parties, political parties, very different party agendas. Can a new messenger for the Democrats convey that message more effectively than President Biden? That's something we'll just have to see.
Harris is a former California Attorney General and a former U.S. Senator. She has been outspoken on abortion rights, an issue that resonates with younger voters and more liberal Democrats. Proponents argue she would energize these voters, consolidate black support, and bring sharp debating skills to prosecute the political case against the former president, who was convicted earlier this month on 34 criminal counts after being found guilty of trying to hide hush money payments to a porn star. But some Democrats were concerned about a Harris candidacy, in part because of the weight of a long history of racial and gender discrimination in the United States, which has not elected a woman president in its nearly 250-year history.